So tell
You were
me,
just talking about, yeah, go ahead.
tell me one thing. Do you take certain herbs, supplements that you find if you just blend it up with some fruit juice? It really helps to clean yourself up and to purge the toxins from your body.
Well, I don't really take supplements other than I'll take protein powder once in a while after I exercise or days I exercise a lot. And even that, I'm thinking once I finish this bottle, I don't know if I ever want to take it again. I'd rather get protein from the food I eat. But I do take herbs. I mean, I'll take like paprika, garlic powder, cayenne pepper, black pepper. I wouldn't mix those in a fruit drink though.
Yep. What you gotta do is get yourself a NutriBullet or some kind of small cheap blender, and you can pour some carrot juice in, put in like 4 cloves of garlic, and whirl it around, and then just drink all of it at once.
I see. Well, that
It
sounds
cleans
healthy.
your blood. Cleans your blood of all the bad cholesterol. It just purges that badness out of your blood. You see, you can do the same thing with so many herbs such as turmeric or ginger. I use it all the time. Like twice a week, I'll just drink one of these fruit cocktail with herbal, good stuff things in there, man. I just clean my body up.
That's something I've wanted to get back to. I used to do that a lot, and I bought my mom a juicer, and I bought a, or maybe I got it from her, a blender, or sort of a, what is a smoothie maker, sort myself, to make vegetable smoothies. And I stopped doing that, but I really want to get in the habit of that again. And I was reading about Bruce Lee the other day. Bruce Lee was ahead of his time. He was drinking vegetable smoothies that he would make in vegetable juice as part of his regimen. He believed in never putting anything in his body that would harm him.
In the summertime, I grow so many cucumbers fresh, and I just juice them down, and I just hydrate myself on that all day in the summer. So many cucumbers. I'd pick like 5 or 10 nice cucumbers a day.
That sounds great.
That's
And
what I
I
would
bet
do.
people all over the world would benefit just from something simple like that in their diet. A simple change like just juicing vegetables, not even every day, just like 2 or 3 times a week. I would bet it would make a big difference and change how they feel, and also change what their taste is, like what they go for. They would probably not go for the sweet stuff as much and high saturated fats, because it changes your taste after a while, what you prefer, to where you don't even want junk food as much anymore.
Yeah, the only sweetener you should ever really use is honey, because it's got the antibiotic properties. It's pretty good stuff. But all the other junk, Splenda, raw sugar, it just rots your teeth, it rots your bones. You don't need too much salt, okay? Moderate your sodium, that's pretty important. You don't want to rot your bones. So I recommend like 1,000 milligrams, 1,500 milligrams of sodium a day. Just keep it to a bare minimum.
It amazes me how much sugar is basically poison. We don't need any of it. You need salt. You need a lot of other things that if you take too much, it can be bad for you. But sugar, you need 0 of. And it amazes me how the insane amounts of sugar that are in a lot of things you buy in a grocery store. Even stuff that's supposedly healthy, like smoothie drinks they have in stores, or protein drinks. They'll have like 80 grams of sugar in a little bottle like this of some kind of protein drink. And I'm like, you don't need that much to make it sweet, do you? That's how much you need to get people to crave it and be hooked on it. To make it sweet, you need a tiny amount, and it will taste sweet.
Well, more about this ketogenic diet. If you want to put your body straight into ketosis, all of a sudden, all you have to do is just cut out every form of carbohydrate and then go on a intermittent fasting diet, okay? Go every day. You can eat every day, but keep your eating window to no more than 8 hours long, and you can eat as much as you want during those 8 hours. But what you also have to do, if you want to lose like 10 pounds a week, you go and do intermittent fasting, ketogenic diet with fasting cardio. And now what I do is I tend to just go on my exercise bike Like I do this in the wintertime if I want to cut just for like a week. And I just stop eating everything for like 3 days.
Keep going. I'm just going to get some water. Talking about being hydrated here.
So, I go biking, go 4 hours at a time. Just really intense cardio. Yeah, give me some of that.
Yeah, here you go.
I drink the water while I'm on the bike constantly. And I couple that with some creatine mono, just a little bit, so that I can clean
creatine.
Up. Yep.
Now, that's an interesting choice. I thought that was bad. Oh, I thought that was bad for you.
I have to get the ATP into my muscles, you see, because when I'm on this fasting cardio diet, and I have to actually burn the fat into ketones, get the ATP, just pumping it into my muscles with all this water and all this creatine, and just completely just put my body on turbo drive to burn up maybe 10 pounds of fat in a week.
That's an interesting choice. I wouldn't take the creatine myself. I do take whey protein because it's very high in protein, the powder. But again, I'm thinking of just not using that anymore after I finish the bottle I have. It's $30, so I may as well finish it. But I don't know what kind of other consequences it may have. And there's a lot of protein in chicken, a lot of protein in beans, in almonds. I think I'd rather just stick to eating my protein rather than having those sweet protein drinks. But do you know anything about those?
Well, I'd say if you're thirsty, if you're feeling like you need a little something sweet, go for cranberry juice. It'll really improve the health of your kidneys. Cranberry is one of my favorite plants. And so you get this stuff like dried craisins, just eat it every breakfast. It'll really, really improve the health of your kidneys, get them to filter your blood properly.
Well, I feel like there's probably a lot of people watching who have health problems, who may be depressed, having all kinds of issues.
Well, guess what? There's something you can do with herbal medicine. Herbal medicine,
again,
you see.
Not doctors. Go ahead.
There's all kinds of wonderful plants for depression. I recommend just zesting a little lemon. You just take lemon, put the zester on it, and just get the zest all off of the lemon peel. Mix it into your salad, and do that as much as you like. The lemon has oils in it that are naturally really potent antidepressants. And also I find that cloves and stuff like nutmeg or allspice or cinnamon, it's just really, really strong, really perks up your senses, clears your sinuses out. You feel groggy, you wake up in the morning, get some hot chocolate with some powdered nutmeg, fresh nutmeg up in there, and you'll feel a million times better.
Well, you're right, nutmeg is strong. I would only put a little bit of nutmeg in there because that can overpower everything.
Yeah, it's all about just feeling better. Put a little spice in your life.
But I appreciate that. I like that advice. And you know, I used to talk to a friend about that, what to do, because I was very depressed at the time. I'm still depressed a lot of the time, but I just try and find ways, different resources to deal with it. He had this crazy idea. I think he bit down on a spoonful of allspice or cumin, and he got high off it. So I'm just saying, don't do that.
Yeah, that's just not
My
smart.
friend was being ridiculous. Same thing, the cinnamon challenge. Cinnamon's good for you, but you're not supposed to take a ton of it. And yes, I've tried to do it. My mom's done it.
Just use it as a seasoning. Just something to flavor your food.
It's supposed to go on your cereal, on your oatmeal. If you're like me and you eat that, Moist Andy here says don't eat oatmeal because it's got carbohydrates. But see, you're getting the two different perspectives here. I say eat it because it has fiber, it has protein, I think. Anyways, and it also helped me get my cholesterol down. So do your research and try and learn your own body and talk to your doctor too. Now back to what I was saying before about doctors. What would you say to doctors that they should do, and also people potentially going in the medical field? One problem I have with doctors is, to me, like when I've gone to them, they don't tell me holistic advice, meaning, okay, when my doctor said you got to get your cholesterol down, he said the kinds of foods to eat, But then when I would I would go back for my follow-up, he wasn't even really asking, well, what food specifically. He would just say, are you eating well? I'd say yes, and I was answering honestly. I was eating well. Obviously, I was able to get it down. But like, to me, it's like most doctors won't just tell you straight up. You can't. It's not about just taking pills most of the time for medicine. You have to do things a lot of times. It's not every case. Sometimes it's not advisable or you can't do it. But for instance, to exercise. Okay, you can't do that if you're bedridden or if you have certain conditions or like excruciating pain. But doctors will not say, it seems like a lot of them, holistic advice, like telling you, okay, not just take this pill and monitor your situation, but switch to vegetables and fruits, and eat drink vegetable smoothies, eat whole grains too. Eat beans, legumes, nuts. They won't say that stuff. It's like, what are they afraid of? Do they not want to tell you? Does it not matter? Are they just there to get you the medicine?
Generally, they give advice like lose some weight, go on a jog and eat this, eat that. But they just type it up in a report and expect you to adhere to this. Now, you see, the only reason why doctors overprescribe certain prescription medicines is because they're legally responsible, and if they don't treat whatever shortcoming in your health with a little bit of a pill or something like that, then they could be held accountable for malpractice. Someone could sue them. You say, oh, this doctor's not helping me get better, he's not doing anything to treat me, and that's why doctors in America have to give so many pills to people who don't need them.
It's so crazy, the distorted way in how doctors are supposed to be able to treat people, and hospitals and medical teams. And not only that, if they think they're being overprescribed medication, they can sue for that, or the government can take them to court. I was actually on a jury duty pool for a doctor who was prescribing a legal drug that many people in the jury pool said they have taken legally, and it was great. But the FBI was there investigating him, saying he abused the prescriptions, he gave too much. I don't know how you decide when someone's abusing prescriptions. I'm sure, it obviously happens. I don't doubt that at all. I'm just saying it's kind of, there's this weird concentration of power that makes it kind of absurd how doctors are expected to treat people. Can't underprescribe or you'll be in legal trouble. Can't overprescribe or be in legal trouble. There's probably better ways of dealing with this, right? Than just trying to police out everything in medicine we don't want. There's probably all kinds of creative solutions, and that's why we're here talking too. We're saying take some simple steps, not only like we're talking about with health, but with depression. Make yourself feel better. Do things that excite you, and that can even include eating well.
You have to make sure you get social interactions with people if you're depressed. I was depressed for a couple of years, and all I had to do was just start making friends, talk to people on the internet, go meet with people, and get into some kind of hobby, whether it be 3D animation or photography or something productive. You have to keep yourself busy. And this thing about doctors, you don't go to a doctor if it's something minor, like just a little achy back. You don't whine about it to your doctor. You go out and fix the problem yourself. Be a man. Stand up for yourself, because guess what? About 70-80% of these back surgeries, they're failures. They don't even fix the pain. People still complain about lower back pain after they've got a fusion surgery in their vertebra. You don't have to mess around with that. What you gotta do is work on some flexion exercises. You can do your sit-ups, crunches, and all kinds of squats and stuff. Get yourself healthy again. Get active. And it's about losing the excess weight. Going the extra mile to avoid the carbs and avoid diabetes entirely.
It's hard when you're feeling depressed, because then you have even less motivation to do anything. And you can think, well, what's the point of even trying to do things that are better for me, that are exciting, like eat well, like planning my day right so I can exercise. And so therefore it's pointless, and why do it? And you just get angrier and angrier. And it's tough. You got to make the decision to stop doing that. I'm getting excited right now just hearing about that lemon thing treatment for depression. As far as socializing, I don't do that much, but I already lost the will to live. So it doesn't even matter. I don't care. It is tough when you're feeling depressed to feel like, okay, I have to move now, and I have to set new plans and new goals to excite myself, and not think every day is just going to be the same for me. I bet that gets in the way of a lot of people's health. I'm sure it does. It has for me. I'm sure it has for me, absolutely. And it absolutely has.
Well, the biggest first step you can take if you're depressed, just purge your body of all kinds of toxins. Start drinking water. Start taking a turmeric. I make a turmeric in a hot glass of milk. I stir up like just a teaspoon of powdered turmeric, and it just purges the toxins out of my kidneys, gets my blood clean. I feel strong. And then I can go bike rides and stuff. I bike all around here, sometimes 30 or 50 miles in a day. I just go biking.
That's amazing. I'll go running. So I don't have a bike. I would like to do that, but I'll go running at like 2 in the morning sometimes, because I don't want to do it during the day when the sun's out and when people are out. I want to do it when the sun's not going to burn me out. That's another thing, worry about sun damage. Biking is a great exercise. Running is great. And running, I didn't realize it would help my core so much too. You know, connection between the upper and lower body, which is especially important if you're doing any kind of like self-defense work. Like, I'm a bouncer, and part of my training I do is I just box on my own, and that's really good to help your body, because you want your back to be aligned straight. If you're boxing, you're fighting, you don't want your posture to be bad. You don't want to get winded in a fight either and just start getting tired out. And running is really great for that. And in a way I didn't realize, like lifting weights and sparring and all that stuff just won't do.
Yeah, you gotta make sure you're in a good posture. Just open posture, just like this. Lean back, don't hunch over, or you get a forward neck. You have to go see a chiropractor to fix your problems. If you get, hunched over on the computer screen typing, you're gonna get kyphosis. You sleep with too many pillows, forward neck, kyphosis. You don't want to mess around with that.
I swear, I just want to make a video of like my whole day, going from when I wake up to the end of the day, and I want you in there like Chef Gordon Ramsay telling me what I should be doing, like what's not working about my health. Like, do I have too many pills? Is my bed too old? Do I have too many allergens in the house? How's my posture now? I am slouched a little bit. I always do that. And it's even worse when I'm at the computer. When I'm at the computer, this is how I'm basically like lying back. I'm like this and just leaning forward at the keyboard. I cannot help it. I do it unconsciously, and as soon as I sit up straight, I'm like, oh, this isn't comfortable, and I'll slide back. Not even like that. I'll be like this. I'll get the very furthest most part of my body on the chair as possible.
Yeah. Well, sitting is, they say it's worse than smoking cigarettes. And so now a lot of people have caught on to this craze where instead of sitting, you go into a deep squat with your heels on the ground. If you want to go into the resting position, if you want to meditate in the woods. I do a lot of meditation. Every night, I meditate. I listen with nice big headphones to these videos called binaural hypnosis, something like that. And I just hypnotize myself. And it helps to clear my mind, keep me focused during the next day if I just meditate every night.
So I don't know if you want to give any other thoughts in general about anything you want to tell people, but I really like being able to tell people something they can do that's helpful. So you can do that, but also I would like to know if you have anything specifically you want to tell me, or my mom too. You've seen my mom's videos, she likes yours, and something because she's losing a lot of weight now too, which is great. But anything you could tell like a 50-something-year-old woman like her and a 30-something guy like me, what we can do to improve our health.
Get some sunshine every day. If it's sunny out and you're inside, you're just missing out. See, I'm working in the hospital under the fluorescent lights all day. I have to go outside at lunch break and just go walking around in the sunlight for a little bit. If you get some sun on your face, helps to synthesize that vitamin D for you. And if you're deficient in vitamin D, you're going to run into osteoporosis problems, kind of achy joints, you know, you're going to have issues. So remember to get outside, breathe some fresh air, live a clean life, clean your body up, purge the toxins, avoid all kinds of glucose, get some exercise, move those joints. You see, this intervertebral disc in your spine, they don't have a very good blood supply. They're under hundreds of pounds of pressure every day, lifting and moving objects. So it would just pinch, it would crush the blood vessels in there. So how'd they get their nutrients? Because they're living tissue, okay? Dr. John Bergman knows this. They get their nutrients through movement. You move the joint. It helps to filter the nutrients from the blood into the joint and to supplement and to nurture the tissues there. So get some movement, do some stretches, flexion exercise, look up, you know, crunches, how to do just stationary core workouts and stuff. Planks are good. And make sure you just get up, stretch out if you've been sitting for a long period of time. You don't want to live the sedentary lifestyle. It will shave off a whole bunch of years off your life. If you just do nothing, if you're lazy, couch potato, you think you can just sit there all the time, you have to get up and move. Move your whole body, you know?
I bet the whole world would be changed if people took that advice. I mean, especially this country too. There would be so many medical costs reduced. We'd have so many more options for healthy eating. Grocery stores would stock so much more healthy food. I mean, I can't imagine all the differences would change. People would be in a better mood. They'd be out walking more often.
You see, I'm a philanthropist, and I'm just telling you this advice to guide you in the right direction so that you may live 20 years longer than you expect rather than 20 years shorter. So yeah, this is just what I'm all about. You can read my Twitter, Joseph Shanuel, on Twitter, and see all my points of advice there.
That's Joseph's your real name. Moist Andy is what friends know.
Just because I just drank a lot of water. I was moist all the time. I almost drowned because I drank so much water. So now I just drink a gallon of water a day, and that's all I need to stay nice and healthy and moist.
You know, that's another thing too. Learning something every day can help you with depression and feeling better about your life. Reading a little bit, and I'm feeling excited just learning about, like, okay, there's new options and I'm learning from a new person here, even though I've known you for a little while now, but it's still like something new from you. It's like, I know you in a new respect as saying this health advice. That sounds exciting to me and brings me out of my ordinary everyday life where one day just blends into the next and 1 year. You know, it's not like when you're a kid, like 12 to 13, huge differences. Me, 32, 31 to 32, not much changes.
Yeah, I still feel like a kid, to be honest. I go outside in nature all the time. I just walk through the woods and observe all the life forms around this natural Virginia habitat. Yeah, I go on adventure into the woods. I follow the creeks. I go and look around for the birds. I've gotten very good at calling birds, making bird noises. And I go and I just try to identify all kinds of fungi and plants and just trees and shrubs and natural native herbs to Virginia. The real Virginia experience is just walking around the woods like an Indian and just being one with nature.
Can I go do that with you sometime? That sounds like fun.
Oh yeah, I know all the good spots around here.
Awesome. So I think we'll wrap it up at that. We've covered a lot of ground here today, and if people have thoughts out there, please let me know anything you think about this discussion, whether you think Moist Andy and I, or Joseph, and I are right or wrong, or if you have your own health problems or questions, please leave them and keep the discussion going. Whatever you think, we want to hear. So, Joseph, I'll just end
Yes.
by calling you Joseph. Thanks for being here today. I really appreciated it.
You're welcome.
I genuinely do. Like, this is a lot of fun for me. And this has been my sort of Flying Over Trout, the health corner. I am Angelo, and thanks for watching.
Yep, bye-bye.